that should stand as a warning to women out there. And I know there are many of you. Women out there. I'm not saying what this guy did was right. It was wrong. And he deserves punishment. I'm going to say that right up front so that you morons out there don't start saying I'm advocating this kind of behavior. I don't advocate it. I believe it should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Violence is wrong, it's illegal, and deserves to be punished. But just because I believe that doesn't mean people aren't going to do it. And on top of that, if you treat a man like this guy says his wife treated him, you might get what she got. Just something to think about, ladies. This from the Star-Telegram newspaper. A husband fatally shot his wife because she ridiculed and enticed him throughout his life. This according to a 911 tape. Let's listen to the 911 tape and hear the voice of 67-year-old Fred Wilhite.
North Richland Hills 911.
That's it.
Hello?
This is Freddie Wilhite.
How can I help you?
I shot my wife in the stomach with 38.
What address are you at? Is she still there?
Yeah, she's laying on the floor.
And what is your name?
Freddie Wilhite.
Where's the gun at?
What?
Where's the gun?
It's in the closet.
What is her name?
Donna.
Is there anybody else there with you?
No.
Why did you do this?
She enticed me, and she would ridicule me throughout my lifetime. I don't know if she's dead or not.
How long ago did this happen?
A few minutes.
Okay.
They're saying he shot her. He's still holding the gun on her.
I'll see if she's alive.
Sir?
You alive? Yeah.
Yeah, total of 4 units out there and reduce the rest
Okay.
other than that.
I'm peaceable. It's okay.
Okay, sir, it's okay. I understand. I've got help coming up there. I just want to stay on the line with you until they get there.
Well, okay. And then I'll go down.
I'm sorry?
I'll go down.
Okay.
Okay, you all right?
There it is. Old Freddie Wilhite, 67, North Richland Hills, Texas. Tells the dispatcher that he'd shot his wife, Donna Wilhite, in the stomach with a .38 caliber handgun at their home in the 8400 block of Gifford Lane. Donna Wilhite, 65, died at John Peter Smith Hospital in Fort Worth, Texas, shortly after police found her in her home. Fred Wilhite surrendered to police without incident after calling police and reporting the shooting. He is in the North Richland Hills jail on suspicion of murder, police said. I don't think we have any doubt who committed this murder, do we? Do we? I don't think so. The shooting happened Monday night about 7:30 p.m. in the home near the Keller-North Richland Hills line. Irving said he told the dispatcher that he would surrender peacefully when officers arrived. We just heard that. When the cops arrived, he walked out of his mobile home with his hands in the air. After he was in custody, officers entered the home and found the woman, according to police reports. No one else was in the mobile home at the time. According to police reports, patrol officers had responded to numerous calls at Fred Wilhite's home in the past 25 years, ranging from public intoxication to assaults. So there you go. There's another happy marriage, another happy long-term marriage. Cops have been at the trailer park repeatedly to see Freddie over the years. So he's very familiar with the police department. And now finally, that old battle axe he's been battling with, finally he shoots her dead. Gosh, he's been ridiculing him his whole life. So those of you who call in and talk about all the long marriages out there, how about this fantastic example here from Freddie and Donna Wilhite? Tom, you just don't believe in romance. There are people who are married 25, 30 years. Yeah, there's one example. Have they stayed together this long? The guy's been holding it in all this time. Finally, he popped. And ladies, if you continue to be in a relationship like that and you want to be married to somebody and have all this verbal abuse going back and forth, physical abuse, whatever, this could be the result. I don't advocate what Freddie Wilhite did. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison if they do it right. In Texas, hell, they may put him to death. Doubt they'll put a 67-year-old man to death. I'll believe it when I see it. Especially if they have a jury full of henpecked guys who having to take it from that old battle axe for so many years. They might have a hard time with the death penalty with him. But nonetheless, ladies, this is the risk you take when you nag and nag and nag and nag and nag. When you belittle your husband, when you insult him, this could be a possible outcome. What do you think about this?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
You're so rageful.
I have never heard this word, by the way, rageful. But, all right, I'll assume your IQ is in the triple digits for the sake of argument.
You've never spoken to a psychotherapist.
You're a psychotherapist, or are you just a psycho?
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Tim. Hello.
Tom, what's up, man?
Do a little radio show here.
Yeah, I've heard it. I'm a big fan. I love your show, but today you're way off base, my man.
How so?
Well, you keep saying that you don't advocate, shooting women and whatnot,
Correct.
and then you say...
I don't.
And then you say, but this is what could happen. This is what it could get.
Well, it did happen.
Yeah, it did happen, but...
And it could happen to some nagging bitch.
And it could happen to some nagging radio host. It's the same kind of thing.
Well, but I don't nag anybody at home. When I'm at home, I couldn't care less what people do. I couldn't care less where they are. I don't tell them what to do, how to do it, how to dress, how to cook, where to stand, how to do the dishes. I couldn't care less.
You have no idea what she was saying, Tom. You have no idea if that's what she was actually doing.
I'm just saying, anyone who does that, this could be the result.
That she should get shot? No, that's not an option. That is not an option. You can't shoot your wife.
I never said it was an option. I said it's something that could happen.
And it can't happen in a normal, logical, serious relationship. Because this is the same thing as saying, well, when you do this show...
Well, I don't think a relationship where someone is nagging the other person continuously is a normal relationship.
Yeah, you're right. That's not a healthy relationship. But what you're doing is you're commenting on something that you don't know anything about. You don't know what happened in that trailer park, First off, the fact that they're old in a trailer park, and you said the cops was called there 1,000,000 times, well, that right there shows you they had a bad relationship, but you don't know if it's because she was nagging.
Clearly, she was happy as a clam in that relationship.
Why? Because she stayed?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Tom, a lot of women stay for other reasons. Maybe she felt like she could change him, she could help him out, she could...
Well, then she was obviously mentally ill.
I'm saying it ain't right. What you're saying here is off base. I think you're...
What did I say?
For a topic today, Tom.
What did I say?
I love your show.
Well, what did I say?
You're reaching.
I never, ever said people should go out and shoot people.
No, but you're saying it's an option, and it's not.
I didn't say it's an option. I said it's a possible outcome.
And there's a possible outcome. Some woman right now is upset that you did a show like this, and she could shoot you. But that's not something we're going to entertain. It's not something you're thinking about.
Oh, I'm not suggesting that anybody do any such thing. Not even a little bit. Not even in a backhanded way. No.
Oh, clearly not. Yeah, whatever. But, you know, the thing
you think I'm recommending that guys shoot nagging wives?
I think you know what your demographic is, and I'm sure there's a bunch of redneck truckers in the car right now like, woohoo, boys! Tom wants us to shoot our wives! Woohoo! Tune it in!
Really? You really believe that? So, in other words, you think you are better than the rest of the audience and smarter, too?
Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely. I listen to your show on a regular basis, and I know exactly where you're coming from. I know how you make your money. I know what you do, and normally I agree with it. It's entertaining. It's fun, but today you're off. No,
I tell the guys, don't get in the hot tub when your girlfriend says she's not going to have the abortion. I tell them, do not bring champagne in there. But I'm certainly not telling people whether or not to shoot anyone. I definitely believe that anyone who shoots somebody belongs in prison. That's where they belong.
That's wondrous, and I agree with that. But I'm saying you're reaching today for a topic, my friend. I'm saying you wanted an excuse to play that little clip on air.
It was pretty good.
You're doing
Play that clip again. Play that clip again. Play that clip again, Gary. Yeah, he's right. That was good.
911.
That's it.
Hello?
This is pretty well hot.
How can I help you?
I shot my wife in the stomach with 38.
What address are you at? Is she still there?
Yeah, she's laying on the floor.
And what is your name?
Pretty well hot.
Where's the gun at?
What?
Where's the gun?
It's in the closet.
What is her name?
Donna.
Is there anybody else there with you?
No.
Why did you do this?
She enticed me, and she would ridicule me throughout my lifetime. I don't know if she's dead or not.
How long ago did this happen?
A few minutes.
Okay.
You're saying he shot her? He's still holding the gun on her?
I'll see if she's alive.
Sir?
She's alive. She's dead.
What? He said he shot his wife in the stomach.
I'm sorry, it's funny. What can I say? It's funny.
Good, also fine. Go ahead and show me code. Clear on this call. In the area.
You there?
I'm here.
There?
Sir, I'm here.
I think she's dead.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the house with you?
No.
Yeah, total of 4 units up there, and reduce the rest other than that.
I'm peaceable. It's okay.
Okay, sir, it's okay. I understand. I've got help coming up there. I just want to stay on the line with you until they get there.
Well, okay. And then I'll go down.
I'm sorry?
I'll go down.
Okay.
Okay, you all right?
Sorry. He has to check and see if she's dead. You don't think he'd have checked that before he dialed 911? Diana, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I don't even know where to start. I know you're not telling people, go ahead and shoot your wife because she's nagging, but it seems like you're telling young men that don't get married because this is end of your life, because one of these days in 20, 30 years you're going to kill your wife and go to prison. I just feel like that's not right. And
I am saying that you might get nagged and feel pushed to the edge, and many men do feel that way.
I understand there are plenty of women who nag, who belittle their husbands, who want to be in control. I mean, there are plenty of people like that, but you cannot say this is what 25 years of marriage did to this guy. I mean, you have no idea what happened in their marriage, like the last guy said. I mean, I like your advice most of the time. I'm a new listener, like barely a month. I like the advice that you give women and you tell younger men, 20-year-olds, that don't get married. But, I mean, there are plenty of people who are married and you go through better and worse, but there's always divorce. He could have gotten
But why bother getting married in the first place if divorce is the likely outcome in at least half the cases? Why bother?
Oh, come on. I mean, why did you get married 4 times?
I've explained that on the air, and now I'm giving the benefit of my lousy experience to people who tune in. My parents were married for 40 years until the day my father died. They just passed their front... I'm not done yet, dear. Don't be rude. They had just passed their 40th anniversary when my father died, and it was my belief that this is what you're supposed to do. And I followed that, and I tried to make that work. And I felt like I failed when I couldn't make it work. And then I realized I'm crazy to keep hitting my head against the wall. And I've never been happier. That's what I'm saying.
For you, but that doesn't mean marriage is a bad thing.
But what benefit is in it for a man?
What benefit for a woman?
But there you go. So then why do it?
Because you love the person, you want to spend the rest of your life.
You can love somebody and you can spend all the time with them you like without being married to them.
Heck no, I don't want to be an unpaid whore for him.
An unpaid whore?
Yes.
So in other words, you're selling your services.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to. So you've just proven that marriage is legalized prostitution. And you are a legal hooker. That is what you are, and you are proud of it, and you just admitted it.
No. I'm talking about dating. I'm not talking about marriage. If I date a guy and give him sex, I'm giving it for free.
Right. So what you believe you should be selling it.
I should be selling it. I should get paid $200 an hour.
Well, there we go. Well, if I'm going to pay someone $200 an hour, she's going to look a lot better than you.
I look damn good.
Yeah, well, I'll believe that when I see it, dear.
Okay.
I'll have to get a taste of the goods. You can be my unpaid whore for a night, and I'll decide then.
No, I don't want to be anybody's unpaid whore.
Oh, okay. How much? You want $200?
No, I don't want anything. I'm engaged to be married, and...
Oh, so you'll be getting a lot more than $200.
Exactly.
And you admit it. Now you'll be a paid... Now you'll be a paid whore.
You're not getting what I'm saying.
Dear, I'm getting it better than you know.
You know what? I don't know what to say. I just think that you're going to keep saying this and...
Because it's true, I'm going to keep saying it. Yes, I am.
Don't you think that after 4 marriages, you were the problem, not the other 4 women?
No, it's not the women. I never blame the women. Marriage is the problem.
It didn't work for you, but that doesn't mean marriage is bad.
It doesn't work for more than half the people who try it.
You know what? In 34 years ago, marriage was lasting until...
Oh, fine. Call me back. I'll tell you what. Call me back when you get to 1965, dear.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
My roommate and I went to this bar, and we meet a good-looking chick and an ugly chick. So to figure out who's going to get the ugly one, we do paper, rock, scissors. I lost. She said, you don't have to do this. So I said, well, a bet's a bet.
Why would you make a bet like that?
When you drink, you do stupid things.
That's all I wanted to know.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. Ask your doctor if the Tom Leykis Show is right for you. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That is our telephone number. Angelisa, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great.
I'm a first-time caller, so I'm a little nervous.
That's okay.
I have to admit, I just turned the radio on. I just got out of work about 6:15. And I just heard you laughing at that 911 call, and I'm appalled by that.
You have to admit it's funny.
What's funny about
Well, listen to it again.
North Richland Hills 911.
That's it.
Hello?
This is Freddie Wilhite.
How can I help you?
I shot my wife in the stomach with 38.
What address are you at? Is she still there?
Yeah, she's laying on the floor.
And what is your name?
Freddie Wilhite.
Where's the gun at?
What?
Where's the gun?
It's in the closet.
What is her name?
Donna.
Is there anybody else there with you?
No.
Why did you do this?
She enticed me, and she would ridicule me throughout my lifetime. I don't know if she's dead or not.
How long ago did this happen?
A few minutes.
Okay.
You're saying he shot her? He's still holding the gun on her? Code.
I'll see if she's alive.
Sir?
She's alive. She's dead.
Do what?
Call 2 here. You can show me.
He said he shot his wife in the stomach.
You're also 5. Go ahead and show me code. Clear. Off this call. In the area.
You there?
I'm here.
there?
I said I'm here.
I think she's dead.
Now, come on. You have to admit that's funny. The guy called 911.
That is not funny.
That's
that
funny.
Saddens me. That saddens me to
That's
hear that
comedy.
call, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
That is
to think
comedy.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That is not comedy.
The guy
That's
shoots
sad.
his wife and then doesn't even know she's dead. Well, yeah, but the point is, tell me that wasn't funny.
Tom, that call is the real world. That's not a movie. It's not some kind of stupid video
Still
clip.
funny.
That's not funny.
Oh,
what's
yeah.
funny about it? Tell me what's funny about that.
The guy calls in. First of all, he calls in to 911 and isn't even, like, when they ask him if she's dead, doesn't even know if she's dead. Then he actually goes to ask her if she's dead.
Hey, look, I don't know this guy.
I mean, are you dead? Are you dead? I mean, if somebody comes up to you and says, are you dead? That's funny.
Hey, Tom, let me finish.
Don't tell me how to do the show.
I don't know this guy.
Remember who the host of the show is. It's me, and I'm the boss.
You are the boss.
Yes.
You're the boss of this call.
I'm the boss of this call. I'm the boss of this show.
Yes, you are.
You serve at my behest.
Well, I'm just calling because it's just really upsetting that you think that's funny. It's really upsetting that you'd play that over and over again. You know, it seems like...
Oh, yeah, well, you know what? You obviously not getting it. Let's hear it again.
Oh.
North Richland Hills 911.
That's it.
Hello?
This is pretty well hot.
How can I help you?
I shot my wife in the stomach with 38.
What address are you at? Is she still there?
Yeah, she's laying on the floor.
And what is your name?
Pretty well hot.
Where's the gun at?
What?
Where's the gun?
It's in the closet.
What is her name?
Donna.
Is there anybody else there with you?
No.
Why did you do this?
She enticed me, and she would ridicule me throughout my lifetime.
Probably served
I don't know if she's dead or not.
How long ago did this happen?
A few minutes.
Okay.
You're saying he shot her? He's still holding the gun on her? Code.
I'll see if she's alive.
Sir?
I'll see if she's alive. Are you alive? Are you dead? That's what he's, can you hear that? That's what he's saying. He's saying, are you alive or are you dead? He goes back to his wife and says, are you alive or are you dead? Now, she can only answer that question one way.
Yeah, I realize that.
You got to admit, it's funny. If somebody says, are you alive or are you dead? Well, if you're dead, you're not going to respond, are you?
That would be funny if you're on some kind of sitcom.
It's funny anyway. It's
not funny.
It's dark, but it's funny. You have to admit it's funny.
It's not funny. It's sad.
Well, Freddie Wilhite, he's going to go and ask his wife if she's dead or alive.
It sounds like he has a drinking problem.
Well,
he's probably like just drunk out of his mind,
well,
not realizing.
Because she's been nagging him for 30 years, huh?
So did she deserve it? Do you think
nobody deserves that, and he deserves to go to prison? There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I don't know. I just think you're not helping society by playing that over and over again.
No, I think it's a good warning to the women who love to nag. I think they need to hear what the outcome
Shouldn't
could
that
be.
be a good warning to men?
Oh, not to get married? Absolutely, not to get married? Absolutely. Man, if you heard that 911 call, here's why. Here's why not to get married. Here's a good example right here.
But that, in no purpose, serve as any kind of points to women.
Yes, it should. If you nag the guy, this is what could happen.
Sir?
You alive or you dead?
Well, I agree with the last caller. You usually have a really good show. But
oh, yes, but this, yes, it's usually a good show, but this is not a good show, yes. Gotta admit, Freddie Wilhite was pretty funny.
That's not funny.
That's funny.
Not funny. And you're not funny for saying that.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just making a statement. It is funny.
You have issues if you think that's funny.
Really?
Yes,
you think a drunken guy calls 911 and then he goes back to ask his wife if she's dead or alive? You don't think that's funny? You can't see the humor in that?
That's not funny. There's no humor in that.
I think it's very funny. It's not funny if you're a nagging wife because, ladies, if you've been nagging your husband, you better not fall asleep and face the other way tonight. This is what could happen to you.
That's not funny. That's not cute. And that's
I'd say it's wrong, and you should go to prison if you do it. But, hey, doesn't mean it can't happen. It can happen.
Yeah, well, like you say, a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's exactly right. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. That's right. What does that have to do with this?
Well, yeah, it can happen. It shouldn't. And, maybe it will happen, once in a blue moon.
So you're saying women should just continue to nag and nag and nag, and just nag with impunity. Don't even worry about it because this is unlikely to happen, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Women should continue nagging.
I'm not a nagging wife.
But you're in favor of women nagging.
I'm not in favor of women nagging.
So you agree that women should stop nagging?
I agree that...
And isn't this call a good example of why women ought to stop nagging? This is an extreme case, but it could end up like this.
As a wife that doesn't nag, I agree that women shouldn't nag. But I'm not saying that they shouldn't because this...
But it could end up like this.
Yeah, a lot of things could.
With your husband asking you if you're dead or alive.
Well... That's all I have to say.
By the way,
talking to you.
By the way, I have asked women if they're dead or alive. I have asked them that question. Usually right before I'm about to F them. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That is our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Doing okay.
I have to agree with you on this one. It is irreverent, but it is hilarious. You are right. Can you take me out Freddie Wilhite style?
Okay. I think that would require that gunshot to the stomach there, Brett. Do we have that? Freddie Wilhite style. Oh, boy. There we go. Now what we do if we later add in, are you dead? Are you dead or alive? Oh, that's so terrible. Bianca on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you doing today?
Do you care?
I don't know. Maybe not. Does it matter if I care?
Well, if you ask, you should mean it.
No, it's just a saying, us Americans say to each other. Anyway, besides the point. So I've been a long-time listener, first-time caller. Here's my thing, Tom. You think this is funny, don't you? Now, God forbid this happened to your mom. Would you still be laughing?
Would I still be laughing?
Yeah.
Well, if my dad did this to my mom, I'd have bigger problems than whether this was funny or not.
Exactly. So you wouldn't be laughing, but just because this isn't tied to you in any way, you find it amusing and hilarious.
I think it's hilarious because anytime a guy shoots somebody and then says, wait, let me check, and he goes over and asks if she's dead or alive, that's funny. That's funny. You have to admit it's funny.
So I'm telling you, Tom, God forbid your dad, when he was alive, did that to your mom, you would be laughing.
It's a moot point. They're both dead.
Okay, okay, all right, you don't want to answer it, that's fine, that's fine.
There's nothing to answer. I can't imagine it. They both died. Natural causes.
All righty. Okay, next topic. Moving on. I feel as though this is the weakest piece of evidence you could find to support your claim. When does this happen? Once in, what, a million?
I don't think it happens once in a million. There's a lot of people get shot. There's a lot of stories about domestic violence, people getting killed during domestic violence.
Why do they get shot? Because they've been nagging their husbands for long?
I'm sure that's one of the reasons.
Alrighty. I don't know. Do you have any other proof about that? Or, I mean, you found a phone call here that the guy mentions in his call to 911, she was nagging me, when the guy obviously sounds drunk or on something, and you use that to make a whole show.
Yeah, because I think if you nag the man you're with, this is a possible, though extreme, outcome.
All right, and then he's going to shoot you.
I didn't say he will. I said it's a possible outcome.
Of course, everything's a possibility.
No, everything is not a possibility. You can't trisect an angle. You can't build a ladder to the moon. Everything is not a possibility.
Oh, come on.
You can't divide by zero. Listen, everything is not a possibility.
Human actions. Is that specific enough?
I love using math examples on women. It just goes right over their head. Yes.
Behavioral actions. Anything is a possibility. Okay?
No, anything is not a possibility.
Okay, what's not a possibility then? If you're a human,
I just gave you examples. You can't build a ladder to the moon.
Wow. I mean, you're arguing.
You said anything is possible. You can't divide by zero.
Okay, and you say that, so you basically...
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
So much to lose. 50% get divorced, right?
At least.
Right, at least 50. Okay. What about the other 50? Do we just disregard them, even though they're living happy, normal lives?
Well, why do you assume that? These two were married right until she died. Okay, you assume that. I love that assumption that the only unhappily. Wait. I love the assumption that the only unhappily married people are the ones who got divorced. These two were married for at least 25 years.
All right. So let's. Okay. But
they were married at the time. They were married at the time of the incident.
I understand.
And that's one of the couples. That's one of the couples you're assuming is happily married.
Okay, one couple. Let's exclude this one couple.
No. There's plenty of people who've been married 30, 40 years who are miserable. But because of the stigma of divorce at the time they got married, or because of their religion, or they stay together.
And that's why they just stay in a relationship, right?
They do.
I agree. I totally agree with you. But the majority who are not happy in their relationships do get a divorce. I
don't know if the majority do. I hope so.
Oh,
I would say it's a safe bet the majority don't shoot one of them.
Then what would be the assumption? Why do 50% get divorced?
Oh, because they're miserable.
Exactly. So you agree that...
There is no logic in this conversation at all, and I'm really losing my patience with the whole thing. Ethan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Right down the street from North Richland Hill.
Yes.
I think your tape is hilarious. And my favorite part, and I'm glad you brought it up, is when he puts down the phone and goes and says, hey, you live or you dead? What I didn't understand was when people called in saying you were advocating people shooting their wives.
I said it. How many times did I have to say I don't advocate anybody shooting anybody?
Exactly. This is just a possible outcome. And what I would appreciate people, making the comparison to is that think of, for guys, the possible outcome is a Lorena Bobbitt situation.
That's true.
Or like the lady in Houston whose, doctor husband was cheating on her, so she ran over and twice with a Mercedes. I
would say the Lorena Bobbitt situation is a perfect example.
Exactly.
If you physically abuse the woman you're with, she might go to the knife drawer after you go to sleep and carve your Johnson off. She might do that.
Remove your penis and throw it in a vacant lot.
That's right.
This is the same thing. This is just a possible outcome. You're not telling people to go shoot their wife in the stomach because she's a bitch.
That's exactly right.
This is just a possibility that this can occur.
Now, you have to admit, Freddie was pretty funny when he went over to check if she was dead.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I'm going to go home and tell my dad about it because I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, that's the epitome of how Texas is represented sometimes. well, hold on. Let me go see. Hey, you did. That is hilarious. Great.
I know my friends in Dallas and Fort Worth would appreciate that.
Yep, and big Russ Martin fan, and he's the one that got me, I've been online a little bit and started listening to you.
And we love Russ, too. We love Russ Martin.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.